Well, good evening, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Oh, man, it is Thirsty Thursday. We are 7 days, 59 minutes, and 30 seconds away from kickoff against, oh my God, against Tampa Bay. You know, we got spoiled the last couple of weeks because we've had Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday football. And, of course, now we have nothing for the next 7 days while we wait for the Tampa Bay game. But I tell you what's going to be interesting here. I think Undisputed is going to take a hit. I think they're going to take a big hit. Skip Bayless has been, boy, he's one of those people. You know when somebody says to you, I mean, no offense, and then they turn around and they offend you? You know when somebody says, I mean no offense, they're about to say some bad shit about you. So you kind of get on the defense. And that's where Skip Bayless is. Skip Bayless' whole thing with Dak Prescott is, my quarterback, or excuse me, I've been a lifelong Dallas Cowboy fan, and I am, all in on the Cowboys, but our $75 million a year quarterback. Literally, I did a clip yesterday where he said it 3 times. My 75. It's like he's got a personal vendetta against Dak. This is the same guy that said you should take a discount because you have all kinds of opportunities being the quarterback of the Cowboys. So then he tries to take advantage of the situation. Oh, he's being greedy. I guess the only way Skip Bayless would be happy is if Dak Prescott became a 501c and did it for charity, non-for-profit. That literally he came in, he just did the Cowboys and was poor as a church mouse. Because it seems like that's the way it is with them. It's funny because everybody has something else they do in the offseason. I mean, again, we were told Dak has opportunities to make money doing other things, right? Nobody blinked an eye about Aaron Rodgers doing Jeopardy in the offseason, right? Right? Nothing. Nobody blinks an eye about Gronk literally doing Gronk cruises where they're drunken debauchery. And I'm sure he got paid on that too. I'm sure he made some money on that stuff, if nothing else, just from the videos from that damn thing. But just Dak Prescott. Well, here's an interesting thing. I was actually surprised because when Skip Bayless's contract was up last year, I kind of wondered if they're going to re-sign him. After he literally said about Dak Prescott, letting people know, listen, I deal with depression. Going through COVID, my brother, losing my brother to suicide, my mother in cancer and things. I am a gym rat, basically, and going through COVID and not being able to spend that time with my friends and things like that, that I get depressed and stuff, which is a great thing because people who look up to Dak Prescott that are dealing with depression of their own, they could go through and say, yeah, I understand what he's talking about. If he Dak Prescott, quarterback of America's team and, doing all the things he's doing, he deals with some of the same issues as me. Maybe there's nothing wrong with me, which is a beautiful thing. Somehow Skip Bayless turned that into something else. Surprisingly, ESPN had actually wanted to bring Skip Bayless back to ESPN, which is amazing to me because they've been shedding talent all over the place. They've been, trying to save money here, having employees take discounts and so on, with the exception of Stephen A. Smith. As Stephen A. Smith puts it, I'm the one that brings people here to this channel, so I ain't taking a pay cut. The money that I'm helping to bring in is helping to pay all these other people, so on. Well, here's the thing. We know Skip and Shannon, they start out at 9:30. We know First Take starts off at 10. Well, I got to tell you, I think with what happened today, that you're going to see a lot more, especially Dallas Cowboy fans, going to First Take. Michael Irvin, that's right, Michael Irvin, the playmaker. And we've seen in the past, Stephen A. Smith and Michael Irvin, go off. If you want to see reality TV, if Michael Irvin's on there, I'll watch that. I will watch the heck out of that. So starting sometime, I'm sure by next week, Michael Irvin will be co-host on First Take on Mondays. And I can guarantee you this, my ass will be watching every episode. Because think about it, though. For ESPN, going from Max Kellerman, who is a New York Giant fan, who gives a rat's ass about the New York Giants? You know what's crazy? I'll give you crazy. I actually had a New York Giant troll come in, and their comment was, Dak sucks, Dak sucks, Dak sucks. And then I was like, okay, give me an example of why he sucks and so on. He said, then turned around and said, Daniel Jones is levels ahead of him. What? I said, you're right. You're 100% right. Daniel Jones is levels above him in fumbling football. Dude's had 29 fumbles, 29 fumbles, and he's only played in 27 games. Yeah, I'd say he's levels ahead of Dak Prescott on that one. And the interceptions, I think he's had like 23 or 24 of those. So in the turnover department, you're right. He is levels and levels and levels ahead of him. So when you think about Max Kellerman, who is a boxing guy who they're going to have a boxing show as well as putting him on radio, i.e. they're sending him Siberia, is going to be replaced by the playmaker. Oh, and also Tim Tebow on Fridays. And then guest hosts on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Okay. Can you imagine? It's no lose for ESPN. Michael Irvin, of course, the Cowboys win big. Stephen A. Smith, sick of these Cowboys. Oh, the Michael Irvin. You know that, right? You know that. And the playmaker is going to be in there. I told you, Stephen A. Smith. I told you that the Dallas Cowboys are legit. And that he a lone wolf. He's going to be all over Stephen A. Smith. And when the Cowboys lose, Stephen A. gonna come in there with a cowboy hat on. What will go wrong, or what can go wrong, will go wrong. I told you, playmaker, the Dallas Cowboys, they got that black cat that's going, you know how that's gonna roll. You know how that's gonna roll. Now, we as Cowboy fans, and I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of it because I watch Skip Bayless from time to time when I'm in my workshop or stuff, where people will share a clip and say, look what this jackass said now. And I comment on it because the problem is, if you only get your news from one source and it's biased, then you can't help but be biased with it. You need to see both sides of every argument. And when somebody does something that is bullshit, they need to be called out on it. And the stuff that Stephen A. Smith does, well, that's some bullshit. Excuse me. Skip Bayless. I can't keep him straight. There's so many damn talking shows. The shit, that Skip Bayless does, as well as Stephen A. Smith. Both of them is bullshit, okay? It's made for clicks. And I want to call it out and bring your attention to it so that way you understand what you're watching. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to watch either of those shows. It's good for entertainment. But if you're basing that Daniel Jones is levels ahead of Dak Prescott and that garbage time, then you need to understand that it's only television, guys. It's not real. So we'll see what happens to Skip and Bayless's numbers. I'm betting they go down. With that being said, I'm going to go in here and do some more work. And I will catch you on the flip side. Peace.